Good morning, everyone. It's Sal, Stretford Post. How you doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing fine. It's another one. Monday morning, guys. How you all doing? I hope you're doing well. Please, before I start, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Smash a like on the video. All that sweet stuff. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, you absolute legends. Of course, guys, let's get straight into the news in regards to Manchester United. Now, guys, we all know that Manchester United are looking for a fullback. We're looking for the perfect wing backs. We're looking for the perfect midfield. Of course we are. Speaking of perfection, Manchester United are targeting Nuno Mendes, PSG superstar Nuno Mendes. Manchester United are huge admirers of Nuno Mendes, and who isn't? Probably the best left wing back in the world. Manchester United have inquired about the possibility of signing Nuno Mendes in the summer, guys, and Nuno Mendes is seen to be open to a move as he's looking for a fresh challenge, guys. So he could possibly leave PSG. The only stumbling block in regards to this is the fact that he will cost Manchester United around 75 million euros. But you know what? If you're good enough, you are worth it. If you're good enough, you're worth it. This news has been circulating over this last couple of days, to be honest with you. And I've been looking at it and thinking, we're not going to go after Nuno Mendes. No chance. No way, Jose. But then as time keeps going on, the rumors keep spreading. I start believing there's no smoke without fire, isn't it? And other journalists are mentioning it. It is over here in the Middle East as well. People are mentioning it. Man United may go in for Nuno Mendes of PSG, which will be an absolutely magnificent signing if it were to happen. He's only 24 years old, guys. 23 years old. He's only 23 years old. 41 caps for Portugal, of course, Champions League winner last season with PSG, of course, as well. So, look, guys, great, good news coming out of Man United. Big news coming out of Man United. Nuno Mendes, Man United. Is it a possibility? Is it realistic? Anything's realistic. When you think about Manchester United, you never know what can happen. You never know what's around the corner. But Nuno Mendes would fit the bill absolutely fantastically. In all seriousness, it'd be an absolute game changer for Ruben Amorim, obviously. His system relies heavily on wing-backs. And why not have the best wing-back in the world, which is Nuno Mendes at the moment. Guys, big news coming out of Man United. But also a bit of pinch of salt. We always take things with a pinch of salt. When it comes to Man United, you've got to take things with a slight dose of salt, of course, guys. That is the way we do things, of course, guys. Now, in regards to another signing to Manchester United, someone you may not have heard of, the gentleman's name is David Affengruber. David Affengruber is an Austrian international, 24 years old, currently playing for Elche in Spain. He is a centre-back and a CDM, so very versatile. He's valued at around 7.5 million. Now, Affengruber could be a possibility in January. Now, it's seen that he's been scouted by Manchester United. Ruben Amorim and Manchester United board are really, really huge admirers of Affengruber. And he can be an option come January, of course, at a very cheap, modest price of 7.5 million, guys. So that deal is a bit out there. I know a lot of people haven't heard of him, haven't heard of Affengruber, but he is a very, very talented player. And this is what we're talking about. Just because we haven't heard of him doesn't mean that they can't do a job for Manchester United, and especially in the January transfer window. And the fact that he can play CDM as well, I think it's quite enticing if we're being honest with ourselves. Affengruber, Manchester United, David Affengruber, that is, of Manchester United, Austrian international, 24 years old, currently playing for Elche. Of course, guys. Now, as with most players in Spain, Real Madrid are lurking with Affengruber. They are looking at Affengruber, and they are also scouting Affengruber as well. So this is something that we have to get a move on if we do want to do this deal, of course, guys, absolutely. But the fact that Real Madrid are after this guy as well does prove to me that he is an incredibly talented individual, of course, guys, absolutely. But recap, Nuno Mendes is on Manchester United's radar. Manchester United could quite possibly make a move for Nuno Mendes starting in January, leading up to the summer. It's going to be a difficult deal to do, but 75 million, that is a lot of money, to be honest with you, for Manchester United. Even for Manchester United standard, we don't really spend that much these days, but Manchester United, 75 million. But obviously the key is here. I mean, a lot of players want to play in the Premier League. We have to understand that. We have to respect that many players want to play in the Premier League. They want to play in the Premier League. So signing Nuno Mendes is not in the realms of impossibility. It's not impossible. The thing is, though, the big stumbling block is Man United have to qualify for Europe. They have to qualify for the Champions League. We have to qualify for the Champions League. There's a huge possibility that Man United could quite possibly qualify for the Champions League. We are 1 point from the top 4, guys. This is what we're talking about at the end of the day. We got a magnificent opportunity here, guys, to get into that top 4, top 5 and get Champions League football. That is what it's all about, of course, guys. And let's see what happens in the summer, because the summer and January, to be honest, but the summer in particular is going to be incredibly interesting, given where Manchester United are going to be. We're going to either be excited or we're going to be, oh, well, just another one. But hopefully we're excited. Hopefully we're overly zealous. And hopefully we're looking forward to Champions League football, because that is where Man United deserve to be. It's in the Champions League, isn't it, at the end of the day? That is what it's all about, of course, guys. Let me just say good morning to the community. How you doing? Sanjay, hope you're doing well. Big up yourself. Nuno Mendes will be a great signing. Big up, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Big up Kevin Donovan. Big up Kevin, my friend. Come on, it would be great if we sign him. He would challenge our left back position. Absolutely. It's a beautiful yesterday. Liverpool lost. Absolutely. I would have rather the draw, though, to be honest, Ephraim. So if we are not concede many goals, I think we'll be in the Champions League. I think we'll be in the Champions League, but Man United do need to stop with this draws. You know what I mean? Because draws can harm you. Look, it's good not to lose. And I would tell anyone that. Now, you look at Liverpool, right? You look at Liverpool's position. Liverpool haven't drawn a game this season. They've either won or they lost. It's okay to draw when you know, instead of losing. Of course it is. But one thing you can't do is have too many draws, because draws can harm you. Draws can affect you. You know, obviously you lose 2 points. We were better off, like, for example, beating Nottingham Forest and losing to Spurs, for example. I don't like losing, but we would have more points, wouldn't we? We have 1 more point, of course. So that's the thing. You would rather have more points on the board. But, you know, obviously, when you're undefeated in 5, it does build momentum, doesn't it? It does help build momentum, and it does carry you on into after the international break, of course. And hopefully Man United can win some of those games that they are expected to win. Now, at the moment, I'm feeling a little bit confused about Man United. Sometimes I'm feeling like, sometimes I'm feeling like, oh, you know what I mean? And what I would say is that in regards to Man United, 1-0 up at halftime, I don't trust them to hold on anymore. That's one thing for certain. I feel like I've got a little bit of worry that every time we're 1-0 up at halftime, we're going to capitulate and we're going to throw it away, which we've done twice in a row now. Now, this is a habit. This is a nasty habit. And this is not what Man United should be doing. Man United should not be capitulating. We should have professionalism at all time and should ensure that we do not throw away games and keep our maximum concentration and stop making silly mistakes, giving away the ball, etc., etc., etc. Every team is beating every team. Every team is dropping points. This is a perfect opportunity for Manchester United to take advantage of it. You don't usually get leagues like this where you're like 5 points from the 10th to 2nd, guys. This is what we're talking about. Do you know what I mean? You don't usually get seasons like this, you know? So what we have to do, we have to take advantage of this season and make sure we win the games that are coming up. Absolutely. Because, guys, people forget what we played. Who we played this season? Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham. We played all those teams. Brighton, Sunderland. They're up there as well. We played all those teams so far this season. Now we're going to be going on a run of so-called easier games coming up very, very soon. Of course, guys, I hope you're doing well. Guys, and I hope we do well, of course, guys. Absolutely. Ephraim, big up Ephraim. Big up Max. What's going on? It helps with confidence. Big up Max. Absolutely, my friend. Big up my friend. Hope you're doing well. Matt Skeetdom, big up yourself. Sal, if we have to bench one player for the next 4 games, who will it be? I mean, I don't want to know. I don't know, to be honest with you. I just want a team that wants to win. I was thinking I rest easily once we had a 2-0 scoreline. Look, you know, at the end of the day, we're seeing once we had 2-0 scoreline. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have 2-0 scorelines at Man United these days. We have a 1-0 scoreline and we hold on for it for dear life. And then we capitulate in the second half, which is a problem. That is not a Ruben Amorim problem, by the way. That is a mental, cultural problem. That has been at Man United even under the Eric Ten Hag days. We've had this problem where we capitulate. You know, I seem to remember we went down to 10 men under Eric Ten Hag once and we just completely went completely capitulated in seconds. We're getting better, but there was no coincidence that the game against Tottenham was a duplicate of the game against Nottingham Forest, an absolute identical scenario, except the only difference was that we scored later. They scored later, you know, and this does show you that this isn't a tactical thing. This is actually a mental and cultural problem at the football club that we're trying to erase. We have got a lot of players in our football club that have been flattering to deceive over the last 12 years, and they need to lead the football club, in my opinion. We've got too many players that have been there for a long time. The leadership group, for example, that are just leaders in losing. They've been leaders. I mean, as I said the other day, it's like the wolves leading the sheep leading the wolves. It's not going to work, is it, at the end of the day? Hello, Arman. Hope you're doing well. Big up yourself. Big up, Benny. What's going on, you legend? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the members, of course, guys. Really appreciate you. Oh, of course, in the stream. Guys, absolutely. Yeah, so, look, at the end of the day, when we look at things, it's a lot better that we drew the game. We didn't lose the game. We could have quite possibly lost the game. We went down to 10 men. And, of course, we show good character to come back into the game. But this is not sustainable. I know this is not sustainable. We cannot keep relying on moments. We need to start learning how to finish games off, because we could have finished that game off against Tottenham. We could have finished that game off against Tottenham. It just took one more goal, 2-0, game over. That's what it would have been. And we just sort of had to sit back, relax, and pick them off when we had an opportunity to pick them off. But Man United seem to go into their shell sometimes, and they have these 20 to 30-minute periods in games where, you know what, we go missing and we concede goals, and this needs to stop, obviously. Big up, Benny. Big up UK Darren. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well, Darren. International breaks are a pain. Seems to be every couple of weeks. I don't know why we got so many international breaks these days. We had one last month. We had the 1 month before. And why do we need these international breaks? I mean, it's so predictable. I mean, I know there's some teams that haven't qualified for the World Cup yet, but do you know what I mean? It's just like, oh, goodness me. England are through, France through, Spain through. You know, it's just going through the emotions. It's ridiculous. Here comes the international break. Boring as hell, absolutely. I might do some watch-alongs for it. Watch this space, guys. Benny, that 20-minute is absolutely killing us. The 20 minutes is killing us. It killed us against Nottingham Forest, and it killed us against Spurs. And the thing is, the further evidence in regards to why it is a mental and a cultural problem is the fact that when we concede the second goal, when we go behind, we change. We automatically change, and we're pushing forward again. It just goes to show you that it's just a mental problem at Man United, and we seem to freeze. And I don't know why we do that. I mean, it happens all the time, like clockwork, you know what I mean? It's like we're running out of batteries or something like that. But the reason I don't think it is a fitness issue, and this is what I was thinking about last night, the reason I don't think it's a fitness issue, I know that Delict mentioned that is a fitness issue, is because we pick it up after the second goal. We pick it up and we get going again, which shows you they got the fitness to push on. They got the fitness to press and get a goal. I don't know why we just didn't play that all second half. What we should have done, we should have said, look, we're winning against Tottenham. We're 1-0 up. Let's pick them off. Let's get them. When we got an opportunity, we attack them. We counter-attack them, of course. Hey, LB, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Really good to see you in the house. Hope everything is blessed with you. Sal, do you agree with Martinez going to Argentina instead of training with the first team? Look, one thing I would say, I don't agree with Licha Martinez going to Argentina, going halfway across the world to do competitive training with first-team players. I want there to be a change in the hierarchy of youth football. I want us to take the Spanish mode. So I want teams like the under-21s to be playing in the Championship and League One. This is what they do in Spain. Barcelona B, Real Madrid B, playing the Segunda B and Segunda C, whatever it is, and they play in the lower leagues in Spain. So basically what happens is that they get competitive football training. They get competitive football, men's football experience. I think that with this under-21s and the youth team, I feel like you don't get the competitive training. However, I feel like the Licha Martinez thing is, I'm a bit confused about, because obviously he can be training. He's only going to be training with Argentina. Why can't he train with Manchester United? And I'm thinking to myself, why? I mean, isn't that going to risk more injury going to Argentina if he goes halfway across the world to Argentina? And anything can happen. You can, when you're on the flight, I know they fly first class. I know all that business. I know they fly first class and all that. But when you go to Argentina, you're going to get stiff, your muscles and stuff like that. It's going to be a long flight. And it doesn't bode well, does it? I don't know why we can't keep him at Carrington. I don't know why that is. I think I'm confused about that. We've got a state-of-the-art new facility that we've got. So why don't we use it? So what is the problem? So we built this state-of-the-art facility to send players off to Argentina to do training. I don't really understand it. I really don't. And you know what I would say to Ruben Amorim? It's just like what Alex Ferguson used to say. You know what I mean? What Alex Ferguson used to do, he used to tell his players to feign injury. He used to say, look, you got a thigh strain, right? What? No, I haven't. You got a thigh strain, haven't you? Oh, yeah. I got a fight strain. You know what I mean? And this is what Man United used to do. And we need to do this again. Not just bow down to the Argentina because they don't need Licha Martinez. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Good morning, my friend. I'll be doing well. Sal, morning, Sal. Totally agree with you. 3 draws is 2 losses, and the cheaper the player, the less pressure. Even if United comes with a lot, but media can't put that much pressure on them. Absolutely. Morning, Sal. Big up, big up, Dan. What's going on? McGuire's injury now surely opens the door for Aiden Heaven. Hope so, mate. Hope so. Of course. Big up, Max. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Stretford Post, yes. Welcome to Stretford Post, my guy. Hope you're doing well. Morning, Lawrence. What an international it is if the World Cup, then AFCON first. This what season? If not World Cup, then AFCON. We need to have fewer matches again in the weeks we play. There needs to be stop of these international things. I've already said about the AFCON. I think it's ridiculous timing. I think the international friendlies are ridiculous timing. All international football for me is ridiculous timing when it's during the season. I think that is just do it in the bloody summer, or just fit away into the summer to do it, or you know what I mean, or have some kind of international break or something like that. I don't know, but I just feel like it does ruin momentum, and it can risk injury as well, and that is my biggest worry. My only concern is Manchester United. I don't care about international football, even England. I'm English. I want England to win, but I don't care about international football as much as I care about Manchester United. And I want Man United to win. I want Man United to have the best opportunity to get into the top 5. Now, look, guys, if one of our players get injured, touch wood, one of the players get injured, and we miss out by Champions League by a point. The international FA and all that are not going to come out and say, "Oh, sorry," and apologize and give us Champions League football, are they? At the end of the day, so this is what my biggest problem with it. I get worried when there's international football. I'm worried about our players. Obviously, we have players going all around the world. We got Licha Martinez going to Argentina, for goodness' sake. I don't agree with it. I think there's too much of it going on. Absolutely, Lawrence. Absolutely. Max, I think the Argentina squad is training in Spain. I heard that is. If that's true, I haven't heard about that. I haven't heard that they're training in Spain. I've heard conflicting stories, but that's true. That's all right. I don't mind that. But still, it's a little bit like, meh, why don't you go to UAE? This is what it makes sense. It still doesn't make sense. If it's in Spain, if it's in Argentina, Max, it doesn't make sense, because the only way it makes sense if it's warm weather training. If it's warm weather training, then that's a different type of training. So they should have went to the Middle East and done training there. So why don't they do that, which will help with his development and his fitness? Going to Spain doesn't make any sense for me, but it is what it is, I suppose. They say Licha is training in Spain and Argentina, though that may be wrong. I don't know, but either way, it's the same thing, really, in my opinion. Morning, Sal. At halftime, Spurs fans were seething. They didn't even, big up Dave, by the way, they didn't even see if they could score a goal with their fossil football. Most of them really took their time getting back to their seats. That's Tottenham for you. Big up, Tyborg. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Really good to see you, you legend. Hope you're doing good. Maguire got injured. Yes, he did. Going to find out today how serious it is. How much time is Sesko out for? I'm not too sure yet. Everything will be clarified this week, of course. Hopefully today we get the news about Sesko and Maguire. The thing about Sesko, I believe it's not as serious as first envisioned. The injury isn't as serious. It's just a slight thing, so hopefully he'll be okay, but we'll get clarification hopefully today. Benny, any word on Sesko injury? Yeah, just mention it. Big up, Benny. Big up, my friend. What I don't like is the drop-off after making subs. We need to rectify that, otherwise it will be a long season for us. Also, the league is dead this year. Position 2 to 9, it has very different forwards only. At the end of the day, the drop-off doesn't come from Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim doesn't tell him to go out there and drop off. This is a mental issue. This is a cultural issue at the football club that they cannot erase. And this is why I've been saying for a long time that many of those players that are flattered to deceive for the last 12 years shouldn't be guaranteed positions in this football club, because their only leadership they're in is failing. Now, there's no coincidence that they've done the same thing against Nottingham Forest, and they've done the same thing in the past as well. There's no coincidence here. This is a mental issue, not a tactical one. This is not a managerial issue. This is a player issue, right? So the fact of the matter is the fact that when we go 2-1 behind, we start attacking. When we go down to 10 men, we play better when we're losing 2-1. It just shows you, doesn't it, what's going on. This is the same what happened last season when we went down to 10 men against Arsenal, when we beat Arsenal at the Emirates, we beat Etihad, we beat Man City, we beat Liverpool at the end of the day. This is a mental issue at the end of the day, which I don't think is a managerial one, in my opinion. Dan, the problem was some of the foreign players, especially Spanish, Portuguese players, miss their culture in England and take their opportunity to turn up. They need to grow a pair, man. They need to grow a pair. You know what I mean? I don't really. Guys, Do you think Xerxes, well, his opportunity is in the AFCON, and this opportunity for Xerxes will come in the AFCON. Hopefully he gets an opportunity. But obviously, I trust what Ruben Amorim needs to do. This is the best opportunity for these players to make a stand when they get an opportunity to get into the football team. They got to take their opportunity. I'm looking at the players that have been coming on. I mean Xerxes, I mean Amenu, I mean Dallo, and these kind of players, Ugarte. They're not playing well when they come on. This is the thing. I know they're not getting game time, but when you come onto the pitch, you really do need to make a stand. You need to make a stand. Now, guys, right? We did not drop off at halftime because Ruben Amorim made substitutions. We were bound to concede a goal. We were poor before the substitutions came on. Let's not forget that. We were getting dominated by Spurs before the substitutions came on. So what do you want Ruben Amorim to do? Not make any substitutions. The biggest problem is we do not have quality on the bench. And when those players come on the pitch, they're like, the performances drop even further sometimes. So the problem is we need better players. We need a better squad. And that is down to Ruben Amorim. That is down to the board. That is down to Ineos. They gave him a 4 out of 5 window. I think people seem to forget this. They forget that they gave Ruben Amorim a 4 out of 5 window and did not finish the job. This is the thing. They should have got him in midfield. They should have got him the ring backs and should have backed him 100% and fully. Why are we linked with midfielders now when these midfield links should have happened in the summer and we should have got those midfielders in? Even if we got a Conor Gallagher, even if we got someone like that to help with the squad, it would have helped, wouldn't it? We should have envisioned the fact that we've got AFCON coming up, Tyberg, Amorim repaired a lots of things at the club. If he erases this mental issue, we will be fully back. Look, we need to get rid of a few players, Tyberg. I think that we need to bring in a few more winners. This is why we're looking at players like David Affengruber. We're looking at Angelo Stiller. We're looking at these type of players because these type of players have got a different mentality. They're not going to be superstars. They're not going to be superstars. They're going to be good players, good pros. For example, Mbremo's not a superstar. Mbremo's not a superstar, but what is Mbremo? Mbremo is a fantastic player and professional, right? But he's not a superstar. And I think this is the type of signing that Man United are looking for. Good players, professional players that are really good, but not got the package on top of them as well. You know what I mean? And the pressure goes on top of them. Look at Liverpool. Look how Liverpool are struggling at the moment. Losing 3-0 to Man City. We lost 3-0 to Man City and we were in a bad way. And we got absolutely crucified for that. Is it Arne Slot out? I don't know. But what I like about what Man United are doing at the moment is that we have a mixture of links in regards to the players that we are going after. Some players that we ain't heard of, we're not too familiar with. Some players were like, yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah, but he's up and coming. Yeah, I know about him. Apart from the players like Nuno Mendes, etc., which is going to cost an arm and a leg anyway. But the players that we've been linked to, we've been linked to the likes of Kenneth Einhorn of Hertha Berlin. We've been linked with Philippe Esquivel of River Plate. These type of players, Milton Delgado, we spoke about yesterday. That sort of player. Saba Karashbalvili, the Georgian international. At the end of the day, with these type of players that we've been linked to, and we've been linked to these players all week, and these players that we're not familiar with, but you know what? They're gonna do a job for Man United. It's and they're gonna be professional. They're gonna work hard, and they're gonna be better for us, of course. Absolutely. Ephraim. Sal, they need to learn across the ball. Strikers were straight in me. Yeah, make crosses famous again. That's what we need to do, of course. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, I'm in. If we rely so much on our star number 10s for goals, do we even need a conventional centre forward, perhaps a deep liner? I would have loved Harry Kane at the football club, Lawrence. I think if Alex Ferguson was at the football club, Harry Kane would be playing for Man United right now. He's an absolutely brilliant player, but you need a specialist in that position. I think that we need to trust Benjamin Sesko. He gets in good positions. Once he fixes his game and gets used to the Premier League, he's going to score goals. Trust me, he's going to score goals, guys. I'm not wrong. I don't miss. I said it about Senny Lamens. He's a great goalkeeper before people were talking about him. Benjamin Sesko will be a great player for Man United, and he will learn that the Premier League don't give you time. And when you get up front in the Premier League, you have to take your opportunity and you have to be quicker. Don't second guess it. In regards to Harry Kane's a unique type of player because Harry Kane takes the ball from deep. That's his specialist position, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's very difficult to find players like that who could do things effectively and drop into the midfield and bring the ball forward and score so many goals as well. Harry Kane's an absolute generational. One thing, I bet Harry Kane way back when he was playing for Leyton Orient, I never would have envisioned that he'd become the player he did. Didn't score much for Leyton Orient. But yeah, definitely Man United have Benjamin Sesko. Benjamin Sesko can do that job. But Benjamin Sesko needs a consistent run of games. Whilst we keep rotating, whilst we keep playing a false nine, the one thing I would say, the one thing which is pretty certain is that Cunha is not good in the false nine. I don't think he's good in the false nine. He was rubbish. And that is not the first time that Cunha has played badly in the false nine, right? The only player in our squad that can probably play in that position, in my opinion, is probably maybe a Mason Mount sort of thing. Can do that, kind of. But I don't believe we should be playing. I think we should be more forthwith with our attack and play Benjamin Sesko and play Benjamin Sesko and trust Benjamin Sesko and believe in Benjamin Sesko as our striker. Stop taking him off, stop bringing him on, take him off, bring him on. And what we have to do as well, we have to learn to get the bloody crosses in the box. I love Ahmad. I think Ahmad's a fantastic player. He's great, but he doesn't cross. He doesn't cross enough. He crossed once and we got a goal. No surprise. This is what we've been talking about for weeks. Get a cross in Bremo, 1-0. That's what we're talking about. But it never happened again. We do it once and it doesn't happen again. This is the problem. We need to start getting crosses into the box a lot more effectively, of course. A big up, LT. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. I don't like the Licha training with Argentina, why he hasn't finished that training with us. And I don't like why people blaming Amram for the subs, but he has to make subs. The squad is for. Absolutely, LT. The players were on their knees. The players were tired. You saw Casemiro during the game. He was finished. He was knackered. Tottenham were dominating the game. He had to do something. It's not his fault that we have a weak squad, is it? At the end of the day, and this is what we're talking about. This happened against Brighton when Mainu came on, etc. Our levels dropped. This happened against Nottingham Forest slightly. This happens at Man United. This keeps happening at Man United. We need a stronger squad. We need a squad of more quality. Tyborg, our bench is simply not good enough, both mentally and physically. They are weak. This is why Amram needs time. Exactly. And he needs backing. This is what we're talking about. People seem to forget. It's very easy to forget the board because they hide behind things. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, this squad is not good enough to maintain a Champions League battle. It's not good enough. We need better players in the squad because we're going to get injuries. Of course, we've got the AFCON coming up as well. We're going to get injuries. This squad is simply not good enough at the moment, and this squad needs revamping. It needs upgrading, definitely. It's quite obvious that he doesn't rate certain players in the squad, and I don't blame him. Xerxes came on the other day and did nothing. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. That's the thing. Ugarte comes on and does nothing. In fact, makes mistakes. He needs his own team. None of these players that he brings on. Look, guys, let me tell you something about it. There's no coincidence here, guys, that every single player that's playing well for us at the moment is a Ruben Amorim signing, right? Is a Ruben Amorim signing. The only one that is questionable at the moment is Sesko, but Sesko will come good. He's only 22, 23. He's going to come good, right? He hasn't played enough football. He's only been here a couple of months. But you look at Cunha, you look at Mbeumo, you look at Seny Lamens, you look at these players and you look at them and think, wow, good player. You know what I mean? Good player. Back Ruben Amorim. Back him, and he will make things happen. Trust me. Sal, what was I saying? Our bench isn't good enough. That's why there is a drop off after the maze. Sal, that's what I was saying. The likes of Wolgos need to rectify this. Yeah, I've been saying it for months, Dave, and people won't listen. You know what I mean? I've been saying it for months that our bench is not good enough. It's nothing new to me. I've been saying it for months. And the fact is, this is why we got a 4 out of 10 window. We didn't get a 4 out of 10 window, for no reason. I'm not going to just slander Ineos and slander Wilcox and Vavel because, I feel like it because I didn't want them at the football club. I'm going to be honest with us. I knew that our midfield would be a problem. I knew our squad would be a problem. And it's going to be even more of a problem when the AFCON comes along as well because Man United don't have the squad and we ain't got a right-hand side. When we're going to play Dalot on the right and Bruno into the 10, I don't know what we're going to do. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Kevin, big up Ken. Sal, is it any truth? Rafinha from Barcelona. There was links to Rafinha from Barcelona a couple of months ago, 1 month and a half ago, something like that. Man United are aware of Rafinha. Obviously, Barcelona have a very good squad and his time and limited time. He's had limited time this season, I believe. And Man United are looking and inquiring about Rafinha. The great thing about Rafinha is that Rafinha can cross. Rashford got a couple of assists yesterday. I'm not too bothered about it. Great. I want Rashford to lead the football club. I can't wait till he leads the football club. I can't, at the end of the day. So I would say that for me, Rafinha, for the price, not for me, my friend. Not for me. I wouldn't get Rafinha, my friend. I would go after someone else. I don't want Rafinha. I think the La Liga is completely different to the Premier League. He's a good player. I just don't think I want him at the football club. I want someone else. I don't think he will be good enough for Man United. I don't think he'll play in that number 10 position or the wing back position. I think we need players that are specialists in the certain positions. Now, when you think of a number 10, when you think of number 10 players, you need a certain ilk about you, a certain technical, gifted, flair sort of player. You know, you need that type of player, like a Cantona, like a Sheringham, like a Berbatov, that sort of player that we need. I don't think we need more pace merchants, because we got a lot of pace merchants, you know what I mean? I think that, you know, we need more technical ballers, technical gifted players on the ball. I think we need that to help bring the team forward, pick the ball up from midfield, etc. Of course, I can't wait to see who we sign in January. Big up Arman, big up Amir, big up Sal. After the match, the stadium, Spurs fans were telling me that they are thanking Amram for the result, not Frank. They are very shameless. What they're thanking Amram for? Why you even mention it, mate? Because at the end of the day, so what? Spurs are going to be slanderous towards Man United. That's what Spurs do. They're thanking you for the results. They're still up there in the league, mate. At the end of the day, they're still up there in the league. So at the end of the day, that's a loser mentality from Spurs. And I don't know why you're mentioning it, mate. I don't know whether you're taking a dig at Ruben Amorim just to mention it. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, he's 5 unbeaten, mate. We've beaten Liverpool. We've beaten Chelsea. We've beaten Brighton. We've beaten Sunderland, who are up there as well. At the end of the day, just need to be quiet, Tottenham fans, and that's about it. I don't really care what Tottenham fans say. Tottenham fans want Man United to foul. They don't have the best interest in Man United at heart. You should know this, Dave. They don't have the best interest in Man United at heart. I don't know if you're at the game or not. I don't know if you're lying or not. I'm joking, by the way. But I don't really care what Tottenham say, mate. At the end of the day, I don't give a damn. Ruben Amorim's the guy. He's going to be the guy. And I don't give a damn what rival fans say about our manager. Because at the end of the day, we're 5 unbeaten. And we got 14 points out of 18. What have Tottenham got? So they just need to be quiet at the end of the day. Guys, absolutely. We came back. We drew the game. Absolutely. Saviour. Morning, Sal. We don't have depth. Absolutely, mate. Tyborg. We are moving away from the big name signings under Amorim. We need those Fletcher-type players, not world-class players, but doing the job from the bench when we need it. Absolutely. We need players that are talented, exactly like, you know, players that are not shirt sellers, if you know what I mean. You know, there's players that are good but not shirt sellers. Like Mbremo's not a shirt seller, but he's a good player. Do you know what I mean? We need those type of players, the Mbremo type players again, of course, guys. Big up Coco, what's going on with your legend? Hope you're doing well. Indeed, we lose half our goals creativity when Mbremo and Mama go. What's the plan? This is precisely it. Down to you, Ravel, Wilcox. Obviously, we're going to have 21st to the 1st of January. We're going to have a period in there where we can't sign any players, so we are going to have to make our mind what we're going to do. The only thing I can envision that Man United do is either bring in a youth player or bring in Mainu and play Bruno as a number 10. That's all I can do. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. Elliot Anderson, Aidan Hackney would improve our midfield. Aidan Hackney wouldn't improve our midfield, mate. Samuel, he's in the Championship. Championship's completely different to the Premier League. He wouldn't improve our midfield, and he's not been playing well this season. Saviour, let's support Amorim by signing 2 players in January, a midfield and a right wing. Absolutely. Amir, so smart and intelligent you are, Brian Mbremer. So smart and intelligent you are, Brian Mbremer. I don't know what you mean by that, Amir. Do you think Rashford will come back? I don't want him back. I don't think so. I think we're going to try and get him, even though we get a loan. But basically, our team is a quality on the right-hand side with Yora, Ahmed, and Mbremer, with Casemiro performing, and left side is our weakness because we have the Shaw, Dalot, and Bruno. And I mean, I really liked Dorgu's performance started the weekend. I thought Dorgu did very well. I thought his performance was very under the radar against Tottenham. I thought it was. For the first goal, he had a big part to play in it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the first goal was brilliant. I thought he had a big part to play in the first goal. He did very well. And he's starting to get better, Dorgu, by the way. Some of his touches were brilliant. We played better when he came on against Nottingham Forest, and we played better when he was on the pitch against Tottenham, in my opinion. You know, so I think he's good. And I think should Harry Amas replace Luke Shaw at left back? He'd be better than Luke Shaw at left back, but Luke Shaw doesn't play left back anymore, does he? Absolutely. Saviour, Amorim is improving the team in every game we have played. 7 games and 4 draws, 2 losses. One of the best days are coming for Man. Absolutely. People need to look at things in context. We ain't even got the squad finished yet. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we got a bunch of players that have been there for many, many years who have failed. And Ruben Amorim is doing. It's like exactly what Cristiano Ronaldo said, isn't it? Cristiano Ronaldo said it. Cristiano Ronaldo said that some of the players don't understand Man United. He's absolutely right. Some of the players don't have the mentality to play for Man United. He's absolutely right. Listen to Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, he's right. There are some players there that do know how it is to play for Man United, but there's some players there that don't. And as Cristiano Ronaldo said, he can't work miracles. He is working a miracle at the moment. If he manages to get Man United into that top 4, top 5 positions, my goodness me, He deserves it. And if he moves Man United on and he makes Man United successful again, there you go. It'd be a magnificent achievement. Big up, Saviour. What do you think of that will happen in our next 5 matches? I don't know, mate. I don't know. It depends what Man United turn up, to be honest with you. What I'm expecting a win against Everton. I'm expecting a win against Bournemouth. I'm expecting a win against Wolves. I'm expecting a win against Leeds. I'm expecting a draw against Crystal Palace. If we do something like that, but I think we can win against Crystal Palace, but if we do something like that, 4 out of 5 games, something like that again, what we've done just now, then we'll be way up there in the league. And I think we'll be proud of that and happy with that. That's what I would do. 4 out of 5 games. If we win 4 out of 5 games, I think that's a sufficient amount. We should be doing that, given the games, guys. Absolutely. I believe Man United subs and United's next 5 games will still be unbeaten. I think so, Dan. And then what people going to say then? What are people going to say then? Are they going to carry on with the Ruben Amorim train? I find it astonishing, guys. I find it astonishing that the fact is that people go missing. I had to call a search party for some of the people on my community. I had to call a search party for some people because, a lot of them went missing this last few weeks when we beat Liverpool, when we beat Chelsea even, when we beat Brighton. A lot of them went missing, so-called Man United fans. Some people go missing for weeks and weeks and weeks. And the first thing they messaged me this morning, Donnarumma had a good game last night. Are you a Man United fan or what? And then they turn up when Man United draw a game. They call themselves Man United fans, but they only turn up when Man United draw. It's crazy. Absolutely. And Bremo is the signing of the season, my Amir. Absolutely. Samuel, should Manchester United look at signing more than Hoyman? I would like him, to be honest with you, but I don't know if it's going to happen this January. There's lots of players that Man United are linked to. As I said, over 100 players, Samuel. Hated or never ignored. We've seen it all, won a lot. Absolutely, man. And this is the thing. I don't understand it. I see people straight after the full whistle against Tottenham, full-time whistle against Tottenham, straight on here. Tactics. This. Because you were proven wrong. Just take it. Don't come on here when we draw against Tottenham, we're 5 unbeaten, and go missing for weeks and weeks and weeks and start talking about, Man United did this, Man United did that. Man United are nowhere near where we need to be. No one said that Man United are where we need to be, but we're getting better. It takes a little bit of patience. We're getting better. Have a little bit of patience. Do you know what I mean? Take that. Have a little patience. Absolutely. That's what you have to have. Guys. Dave, if the players turn up, top 4 is very achievable. If we just get our wins and not drop points, we'll surely qualify from Europe. The league is so dead this year. The league is not as good as it used to be. The Premier League, in my humblest of opinion, Dave, has regressed. Not only Premier League, I think European football was regressed in general. I don't think there's many standout teams there anymore, just like there's not many standout players. I'll be honest with you. Compared to the 90s and the early turn of this century, I don't think there's world-class players out there that there used to be, if you know what I mean. I hear that Hoyman has an Arsenal tattoo. Yeah, if he has an Arsenal tattoo, we can get lost. I don't want any players with Arsenal tattoos. We're bantered enough, to be honest with you guys. Absolutely, we're bantered enough. I don't want any more Arsenal tattoos, guys. None of that business. They're better midfielders. I'd much rather have an Angelo Stiller, an Anderson, an Adam Wharton. Those are the players that I would like at Manchester United. Absolutely. Those players are the ones I would like. And those are the players that are high up on Man United's list. They're going to be expensive, but those are the players I feel will help Man United, in my opinion. Of course. Lucien Agume, he's in the list. He's in the list, but he's not a priority. Lucien Agume, Man United are heavily interested in Lucien Agume, just like they are with Lamine Camara and Kone in Roma as well. That's what another player, those players Man United linked to. Yavi Guerra, they're linked to. Yorgiza, they're linked to. There's many players in Europe that Man United are linked to at the moment. There is a conveyor belt of players on a list of about 100 that Man United are linked to. Midfielders, defenders, wing-backs, strikers. Now, Lucien Agume is one of them. However, Man United's top 4 at the moment, it still remains Anderson, Wharton, Stiller, and Belabor. That is still the top 4 of the players that Man United are linked to at the moment. But that's not to say we're not linked to other players as well. We do have contingency plans, so that is one for. I like Lucien Agume, brilliant player, of course. But you know what? We'll have to wait and see what happens. Lots can happen. Ephraim. So some fans are so negative they're not fans, mate. What it is, guys. They're not fans because the reason is, I'll tell you why. And I don't take this lightly because I take criticism. You can criticize anyone at Man United, the manager, the board, the players. This is community for that, as long as it's constructive, right? But when you go missing, right? There's people in here a little bit Amorim'd out. I agree with that. I agree. They have every right to be like that. That's fine. But there are people on here praying for Ruben Amorim to drop points, to lose, to draw, so they can come on my stream and say, I don't know why you're supporting Ruben Amorim. You know what I mean? This is what we're talking about. They're not here to support Man United. They're here to prove that they are right. That is it. And I call them out straight away. And that's what I do, because they go missing. You know, how can you not message me for months and months, weeks and weeks and weeks, right? Weeks and weeks and weeks. And then the first thing you message me is something about Man City. It's something about Donnarumma or something like that, and saying, oh, he's a great player and this and that, when you haven't mentioned anything about beating Liverpool away. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Big up our man. Dan, next games, Everton, Palace, West Ham, Bournemouth, and Wolves, all beatable. All beatable. I would say there, Dan, that Palace will be the most difficult away, in my opinion. We deserve to give West Ham one. People can't see Amorim is improving us. They don't understand football. Now, imagine when he gets the players he really wants. Amorim is the man for the job. Absolutely, Benny. I agree. You have to look at things in context. You have to look at things purely from the fact that he hasn't even got his full team in there yet. The players that are playing for Ruben Amorim's players are playing well. They're playing well. I mean, this is the thing. His players are the best players of the season so far. Imagine he had his whole team, his whole squad of his players. You know what I mean? You can imagine. Absolutely. Dave, Sal, what midfield signing or loan or permanent can we do signing in January? Because we are really, we do need it. I agree with that, Dave. I think the only real possibility for Man United to do is Angelo Stiller on a permanent. I think that Anderson is a no-no. I don't think Nottingham Forest are going to be wanting to sell their prize asset in January, considering they're in a relegation battle and they're in Europe. Adam Walton's already made a gentleman's agreement with Crystal Palace that he's going to stay until the summer. So I would envision that the only signings that Man United could possibly make is players that are not in Europe, i.e. Angelo Stiller, that type of player. Of course, he could be that type of player that can play for Manchester United. Of course, Kone, maybe. Or a loan deal for Conor Gallagher, someone like that. I don't think Man United are going to go out there and spend 100 million. I think we should delete that from our thoughts right now. That's not going to happen. I would love Anderson in January. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Lots of people are saying that, we can sign Anderson in January. It's not going to happen. Let me tell you that right now. Football can change. Of course it can change, but it's not going to happen. Just like Carlos Baleba is not going to happen. Carlos Baleba is at the AFCON. It's not going to happen. And also Carlos Baleba's performances have been brought into question. And we have to be very careful how much money we splash on Carlos Baleba as well. So my realistic possibility, I would say Conor Gallagher and Angelo Stiller. That's what I would say. Purely the fact that they're not really playing for much. Samuel, Mark Gui would be a signing for Manchester United. A centre-back be a great signing. Free transfer in the summer. Lots of teams want him though. Of course, even Real Madrid want him as well. Let's not forget that we have won 5 of the last 3 and drawn 3, and some of those losses are against last year's top 4 and Brentford, and all those done with a weak midfield. To whoever doubts improvement is toxic. And let's not forget, LT, that against Brentford and against Manchester City, we didn't have Seny Lamens as well. Do you know what I mean? So we could have been in a better position. And let's not forget, against Arsenal, it was a foul on Bay in there. It should have been at least a draw. We missed a penalty against Fulham. We should have won that game. So Man United could have been way, way, way up that league right now, challenging for Arsenal. It would be a Man United and Arsenal challenging. So we need to believe. We need to carry on believing. And not just me, not just the fans. That's a given, is it? We will always support Man United, every single one of us. But the team need to believe. They need to look at the top of the table and get excited. Think, we got a chance here. We got a chance here. Everyone is dropping points against everyone. Do you know what I mean? So we got a chance here to make something happen. You know what I mean? I would say that. Big up LT, great comment as usual, my guy. Amaran, big up my friend. Big up our man. Those are not Man United fans. How can they wish Amaran to drop points? Real fans, they wish Amaran to win games. They don't even. Some of them don't say it, but they only turn up when we lose or we draw. They only say it when they only turn up when we lose or we draw. I mean, how can you do that? I'm here every single day. Talking about Man United every single day. I do not hide when we lose, when we draw, when we win. I'm here every single day. I don't make excuses. I'm here. I make my opinion clear. Most people in the community make their opinion clear. That is what happens, you know. But some people, and the fact is though, you guys are here every single day. You know, some people go missing for weeks, and they're part of the community. They go missing for weeks, and then as soon as that final whistle went against Tottenham, and even though we were down to 10 men and we salvaged a draw. It's not the best result. We didn't play well in the second half, but there's something to work on, right? And we're still 5 unbeaten. As soon as that final whistle went against Tottenham, they were on the stream. They were giving, they were talking that smack. They were talking. Do you know what I mean? And this is what I don't like, because it's quite obvious you're not interested in Man United. You're not interested in Man United succeeding. You're interested in being negative. You're interested in being right. And that is all it is. And I would say that, you know what I mean? It's so irritating, you know, because at the end of the day, I love the football club. And whether I'm right or wrong, I just want Man United to win. I don't care about anything else. I just want them to win. Big up SLD. What's going on, you legend? How you doing, bro, guys? Only 40 likes, guys. We need to get to 50 likes by the end of the show, guys. It is breaking dawn. It's Monday morning. Smash a like for Man United. Smash a like for if you don't like international breaks and you want Premier League football, you don't want international breaks. Smash a like for that. Thank you so much, everyone who are smashing a like. Thank you, everyone who's lurking in the shadows as well. Really appreciate everyone. And don't forget, those who haven't subscribed as well, don't forget to subscribe, guys. We went on our way. We are still above Liverpool and their Champions League. So what are we? Champions League, here we come. Dan, listen, you know what I mean, brother? You know, at the end of the day, football is about confidence. Football is about momentum. We carry this on. As someone said earlier in the stream, we could go another 5 games unbeaten, guys. That's 10 games unbeaten. 10 games unbeaten. Man United could quite possibly go 10 games unbeaten. The record for Man United in the Premier League is 14. 14. Throughout Man United's history in the Premier League, under Alex Ferguson, the record amount of unbeaten run is 14. 8-1 in a row. Done that a couple of times. But 14 games unbeaten. And we can get that, guys. We can get that. Don't worry about that. We've proven that we could beat anyone. Ruben Amorim said, we've proven we could beat anyone. He knows we could beat anyone. But it's those moments in games, it's those 20 minutes, those 30-minute periods where we go into our shell and we let ourselves down. Because we know we're better. We know we're capable. We know we're better than a lot of the Premier League teams. We know we are. We have a few weak positions in the team. Of course we do. But you know what? Some of those players need to fix their mentality up. And when we enter the second half, we shouldn't be thinking about self-perseverance. We should be thinking about, right, what we're going to do, we're going to try and get a second. At the moment we get an opportunity, we're going to try and get a second goal. That's what we're going to do. Do you know what I mean? That's why we should do it, in my humblest opinion, guys. Absolutely. But I'm glad, you know what I mean? I'm glad that we're improving, guys. I'm happy that we're improving. Things are getting better. We haven't lost in 5 games, guys. You know what I mean? At the start of the season, it was a bit of a nightmare. It was horrible. It was toxic. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Who do you think will be our top scorer? Bremo, mate. Bremo will be our top scorer. I think Bremo will score 20 plus. Guys, absolutely. Let me just see this. Yeah, I think Bremo will be our top scorer. I think the second top scorer will be Sesko. I think Sesko will still score about 20 goals this season. I think so. It's getting a little bit precarious now, but I still think he'll score a lot of goals. Definitely. Absolutely. Big up our man. Big up everyone in the stream. Big up you all. Hopefully, guys. Hopefully, look, it carries on. Look, we've got the international break. We just have to enjoy it and just look forward to the next games, guys. Absolutely. Let me just read this. Okay. 5 weights alive, 50, guys. Thank you so much, Ephraim. Thank you, guys. Let's get to 50 likes, guys. Come on, guys. Let's get to 50 likes. Let's get to 50 likes. 50 likes is the bare minimum for Breaking Dawn. Sorry, just reading a text. Someone sent me it. Guys, absolutely. 50 likes should be the bare minimum, guys, for Stretford Post. Absolutely. But look, you know, I know it's international break. I know it's frustrating. Would have been great to go out on a win, but we got a draw and we can use the 5 games unbeaten thing. You know what I mean? That's the good thing about it. We can do the 5 games unbeaten. Sal looks excited for Tuchel ball. To be fair on Thomas Tuchel, I'll be honest with you guys. I think I've been fairly impressed the last couple of games. I have. I think England have played very well. The good thing about England under Thomas Tuchel, guys, if I bring England into it, is the fact that he isn't playing superstars so much, right? And I think that he's building a good balance in the England team. And England have a good opportunity in the World Cup, I think. I think they have a very good midfield. Adam Wharton, Elliot Anderson, Bellingham, Rice. I think they're good. LT, so some fans forget that we got 11 out of 15 points. We got 18 out of 14, my guy, points. To be honest, most fans would have been happy with that. But now, after 2 draws, they start questioning Amorim again. This is the problem, isn't it? They're not going to change their mind. What I don't want us to become, I don't want us to become Arsenal fans. I don't want us to become Arsenal fans, you know, at the end of the day. I don't want us to become Arsenal fans because Arsenal fans will make T-shirts, will make caps, will make merchandise, Arteta out. Even though Arteta's doing well, they will carry on doing that, you know, because they don't want to be wrong. And they just want to carry on with that narrative. You know, it's an ego thing at the end of the day. I don't want Man United fans to become that. I think we're smarter than that, to be honest, guys. I really do. I think we're smarter than that, you know. I think we're smarter than that as fans. We shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't be basing our support of football based on my opinion. At the end of the day, as I said many, many times, guys, I would happily be proven wrong 1,000 times out of 1,000 if it meant Man United win if it meant Man United winning. I would be happily proven wrong. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I've always tried to look at things from a glass half full perspective. I'm not unrealistic. I'm not toxic positivity. I call things as they are and I look at context within the whole situation. Yes, things have been precarious. It's been pretty dark sometimes, especially under Ruben Amorim this time. But throughout those difficult moments, some of us have looked at things in context. Some of us have looked at things on the perspective of what has been going on behind the scenes, etc. And as Ruben Amorim said last season, he said, we don't know what's going on. Well, he said it this season. He said, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We only know a little bit what's going on behind the scenes. And I totally agree with him. I totally understand it. I can only imagine the sort of things. And, I wish I was a fly on the wall sometimes when we're talking about Man United, what's been going on behind the scenes. Ruben Amorim is a talented manager. Right, there's some people coming here and say that Ruben Amorim is a mediocre manager. Or he's a talented manager. What he's doing at the moment, you can see styles of play. You can see patterns of play. You can see that it's starting to work, you know? Zayad, what's going on? Can you do a Amorim impression? Yeah, after a year at his pressers. No, not at the moment, mate. Not at the moment. I could do a Jim Ratcliffe one. Dan, it's gonna be great to see United back at Old Trafford to continue a bit of run. Big up, my friend. SLD, I don't think Dogo should have been subbed off, even if he was on the yellow and he was causing a lot of problems on the left, especially going forward. Only thing I saw from Dalot was a long throw. Yeah, I agree with that. I think we really dropped off when Dogo went off. I think Dogo's really come into his own, especially the last couple of games against Nottingham Forest when he came on. Against Nottingham Forest when he came on, he was brilliant. Against Tottenham, he was brilliant, and he started the game against Tottenham, and he was brilliant. And I felt like the first goal came from him. And I don't know if you saw some passages of play within the game. His touch and his skill was brilliant. He's not the finished article. We know that, but we got to be patient with him. As I said before, Patrick's ever played for Monaco. Didn't even play for Monaco when he was 20 years old. Do you know what I mean? Beckham was at Preston North End at 20 years old. Do you know what I mean? So, we have to be patient with him, but I can see a good player coming out of Dorgu. Definitely. I can see a good player coming out of Dorgu. Absolutely. Afram, Sal, which team do you think will win the Premier League? I'm not going to say. I don't want to know. Man United. I don't want to know about anyone. But at the moment, if I'm going to be realistic, if I'm going to be looking at things the way things are at the moment, I honestly think that whoever's top at the moment has got the biggest chance of winning the league. But what I would say about Arsenal is what I've said a lot of times. Arsenal are their own worst enemy. Arsenal, I want to see Arsenal when they're put under pressure. I want to see this Arsenal when they're put under pressure. And Man City could put them under pressure. Man United could put them under pressure, but it's up to us at the end of the day. We've seen Arsenal crumble. And the thing is, I want to see them. They haven't really been challenged so far this season. But now it's 4 points, isn't it? If the closer City get, the more PTSD Arsenal will get and Arsenal fans will get, and the more edgy we'll get, of course. It's too early to say, my guy. Really early to say who's going to be challenging for the league. I hope Man United win some games and surprise everyone. That's all I can say. Do I watch it? Yeah, I do. Watch a lot of sports, my guy. Can do a Ten Hag big up there. This is not an impression daily, mate. Dorgu is an amazing defensively, and he's doing well offensively. He did it for the first goal against Tottenham, of course. In my opinion, these 11 games have shown me that there is enough to believe that Amorim knows what he is doing, but needs a full squad that properly execute his vision. And at that moment, we still have lots to do with the squad. Agree with that, mate. There's potential there. Things are getting better. We have to remain optimistic. We can't be too optimistic, but we have to look at things in context. I see a lot of improvement. And I think that Man United can only get better. I think Man United can only get better. The quicker we get better, the better, of course. But I can see some of these players, some of them, not all of them, I can see them really, really warm into the tactics. I can see them start getting used to the formations and the tactics. I can see them really playing well now. And I can see a lot of the players are buying into what Ruben Amorim wants to do. And I think that's fantastic. And long may it continue. Long may it continue. And hopefully we could push up that league after that. This sad international break, of course, guys. Can't wait till the international break is over. I really can't. I really want the international break over. I can't wait for Cheetah to play more eventually. He will eventually. Has to be patient. Glad Liverpool are getting exposed after spending $500 million this summer, after years of telling us you spent $1 billion, though. As we said, it's you spend it. Guys, I want to tell people to learn the history about Liverpool, because Liverpool outspent Man United every single time. During the 90s, Liverpool outspent Man United. You know? And they always have traditionally outspent Man United. They have outspent Man United. You know what I mean? They always have traditionally. In the 90s, when people think, oh, Alex Ferguson only spent the money, bought the best players. No, we could have spent a lot more money, but Liverpool spent more than us. Newcastle spent more than us. Blackburn spent more than us. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we've never gone into a transfer window and spent $500 million. $500 million. You know what I mean? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And Isaac wasn't even playing yesterday. What do you like more, City or Liverpool? I don't like them both. Don't like them both. If I was to pick one, probably Liverpool. I mean, City, I was raised on City being crap, so I didn't really grow a hatred for City, if I'm being honest. I don't like City. I don't hate City, but I don't like them. Actually, I do hate them, but I don't hate them as much as Liverpool. Actually, hate's a bigger word. It's a strong word. I would say dislike, disdain for them, in my opinion. I don't know why we dropped off after we scored, though. We played once a week and hooked up. It's a mental thing, mate. It's a mental thing. It's not leggy. It's not fitness. It's a mental thing. Because after we conceded the second goal, we started playing again. So it's not a fitness thing, is it? At the end of the day, it's a mental thing. We play like we're playing in sand. That's what happens to Man United. It's like the sandstorm starts coming up. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Zaid, it's definitely hate for me. There's no hate involved, Zaid. It's only football, mate. You hate people, enemies. There's a lot of more hateful things going on in the world than football, mate. You know what I mean? It's not hate, it's dislike. And I'm a Man United fan for 40 years, Zaid. You know what I mean? I don't hate anyone. I dislike a football team. That is it. Hate is a strong word. It's ridiculous. Hate is you're just overemphasizing your fact that you think that I'm a better Man United supporter because I hate Man City. Hate is not the right word. Real Man United supporters know the history. Do you know why Man United wear blue? Do you know why Man United wear blue? I bet you don't. Absolutely, guys. Guys, I want to thank everyone for joining me today. Really appreciate it, guys. Sal, you weren't wrong with this. After the game, I meet fans that are wanting us to lose the game so that they can criticize Amorim. I really don't get it. They get it. I don't get people prefer losing than winning. Absolutely. Let's also look at the absolute. I don't know, mate. It's opinion, it's ego, isn't it? At the end of the day. I live with a Liverpool fan. It doesn't mean more than you, Zaid. It doesn't mean more to you. It doesn't mean more to you. It means a lot to me. All right. I support this club before you even knew what Man United were, mate. So I think it doesn't mean more to anyone. If you think that hating a sports team, then you haven't lived. You don't know what hate is. You don't know. Let me tell you. You ain't lived life. I've seen football. I've seen Liverpool. I met Liverpool fans. I've been around the world. I've seen Man United, Liverpool. I've seen it loads of times. Let's look at the league and realize that Europe is there for me because there's a lot of teams that don't, see in the same position at the end of the season. Absolutely, LT. Big up. SLD, at least we can... Exactly. That's what it's like. It's banter at the end of the day. It's banter. That's what football should always be. Football should always be banter, no doubt. You know what I mean? But hatred, you hate someone, it's like, you know what I mean? That's just a lack of maturity. You know what I mean? Guys, you hate the club. Again, hate is not hate is the wrong word. You don't understand football, Zaid. At least we smile at that footballer, absolutely. It's about banter. Hatred is not the word. I know Liverpool fans. I don't hate people. I'm on Liverpool channels. I don't hate him. At the end of the day, I don't hate Liverpool. Why do I hate them? You've got to learn what Liverpool is about. You've got to learn what football's about. You know what I mean? You got absolutely, guys. But thank you everyone for joining me. It's sport at the end of the day. It's competitive sport. It's competitive nature, and that's what it is at the end of the day. Guys who've been to games, I've been to over 500, so I know. I dislike them. Yeah, absolutely. I'd rather them lose, absolutely. But hatred is like so like a new school supporter way of thinking. It's not hatred. You know what I mean? When you've been raised 40 years watching football. But guys, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you. Have a great day, great evening. I will be back on Judge Mo's show, guys. I'll be on Judge Mo's channel at 2 p.m. UK time. So don't forget to join me for that, guys. I'll leave the link on the YouTube page, on the YouTube post, of course, guys. So don't forget to support me on that. I will be representing at the end, guys. I don't hate watch. I think that's immature, mate. I do watch alongs. That's what it is. At the end of the day, I'm not a sheep. I don't do hate watches. It's ridiculous. At the end of the day, those come from supporters who haven't supported the football club long, and they're just doing it for vibes and banter. That's it. But you're talking on a level. I hate them. I hate them. There's a joke. Hateful. Don't hate on me. Don't hate on me. There's a difference between hating on something or hating someone. You're coming across as hateful and bitter, but we don't do that. At the end of the day, what we do is that we concentrate on supporting Man United. That's what you do, Zaid, at the end of the day, and learn about the history of football club. All right, and take it easy, guys. Don't forget to join me for that on Judge Mo's, guys. Absolutely. Sal, Cook Hassim, if you see him, I will, Dave. I always do. I mean, I will. I feel sorry for him at the moment. I don't like to rub it in, but I feel sorry for him at the moment. And that's what it is. It's banter, isn't it? At the end of the day, people don't understand it, guys. Our man dislikes City more. There you go. It's up to opinion. Big up everyone anyway. Thank you so much for joining me. Guys, much love to your comments. And thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for liking the stream, guys. And I really appreciate you all. Don't forget to subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. Take it easy, guys. Have a great day, great evening, great night, wherever you are in the world. Guys, take it easy. Have a great day. See you soon. Peace.